Good morning, everybody. Or is it afternoon? It's still good morning for another 20 minutes. But it's still good morning. Let's go and invite some people. You know the drill. If you're new, put down #new. So I know you're new. But my name is Nell. People call me Nell. My name's Narelle, but people call me Nell. And I sell awesome, unique makeup, which is mineral based. So it is pretty amazing. Pretty damn amazing. So I'm just going to invite some people because today is going to be a little bit different because as you can see, I've already got my makeup on. So people are probably like, well, what is she doing today? Because she's got makeup on already. So yes, I do. I have makeup on already, but I'm going to chat today. Today is about chatting. Okay, so I'm going to chat to you today about some awesome stuff. So if you don't know much about makeup and you want to know more about makeup and you want to know about color matching and how you choose the right foundation for you, then you need to stick around, okay, because I'm going to tell you the 7 mistakes with foundation and why you're not getting that flawless look. Okay, so you want to stick around. So I'm just inviting. So let me know that you're there though. And feel free to share this video. Share, because we want people to also know how to color match themselves. Because like, who doesn't want to know that, right? Sorry, I'm just clicking on anybody. I'm probably picking a few presenters as well, which is, you know, fun. Because love our Y sisters. So if you're a Y sister, go ahead and put a green heart or something in the comments. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Hi, Megan. Hi, Estelle. Hi, Margaret. If you're still with me, I don't know because Facebook is very funny. Up here, where it says the live button, it actually says nothing next to it. So it's not showing that anybody's actually looking. Oh, now it says one person. But it comes down here and it will tell me all these people that have joined me and is watching. So it's very strange how Facebook algorithms work. So if you are a network marketer and you do sell things online, you really need to be watching out on Facebook algorithms, okay? Because let me tell you, Facebook algorithms are forever changing and all your posts that you do post daily and stuff, not everybody is seeing. Okay, so it's important that, you know, when we do those interaction posts, that people comment on them because that is what is going to get us staying in the news feeds, okay, because you may miss things. Hi, Kirsty, how are you? Thanks for joining me. I'm glad that my comments are working. So I'm just going to get straight into it because, you know, we don't know if anybody's going to be watching the replay, and you know there's nothing worse than watching the replay and sitting there waiting for things to come on. So you're like, you switch off, right? Because it's like, oh, this is boring, and you just switch off. So we want to keep this entertaining, so I'm just going to get straight into it. That's awesome, Kirsty. So I've already done my makeup, as you can already see, okay? And look how flawless it looks, right? How flawless does it look? It doesn't look like I'm wearing any makeup. Can you notice my neck here? Okay, notice how it all blends in. All right, so it doesn't have that line. Okay, because who does their makeup and literally they just buy the cheap supermarket stuff and you end up with that line? Okay, there's 2 reasons why you end up with that line. 1, you're not blending it properly. Okay, so you're not blending it right down to your neck and blending it right in. 2, you have the wrong color. You have the wrong shade for your skin. Okay, and I'm going to teach you today. That is what I'm doing. So this is like pretty much a training video, I guess, for all of you ladies out there on how you can choose the right foundation for you. All right, so this is a little bit of training on that, okay, because there is so many people out there that are wearing the wrong shade of foundation. All right, there is lots of people out there. So I have 7 mistakes that you make for when you are trying to choose your foundation, or you're trying to make it to where it looks flawless. And let's face it, my makeup looks flawless, right? You cannot tell that I have foundation on. Okay, you cannot tell that, you know, it doesn't match my face, because it matches my skin tone and everything. All right, so it's pretty amazing, right? Plus, I'm also using the best foundation there is, which is obviously our Liquid Gold Touch Foundation, okay? So this one is amazing, and it goes on wet and dries to a powder, so it's like a matte finish. So it is amazing. So it's really easy to use. You can't really go too wrong with it, all right? So, but there is some tricks on how to get it to be that flawless look. Hi, Bronwyn, how you doing? So this is how you are going to get that flawless look with your foundation, okay? Without, like I said, this Liquid Touch Foundation is amazing. So there's not really much that you can't do with this. You're going to get flawless because it has the light diffusing properties in it. So it helps the light basically retract off of it rather than bringing it out. So it's really good. It blurs imperfections. It is amazing. All right, so our foundation is thebomb.com. All right, so the first mistake people make, all right, which is top of the list, and I want you to put in comments if you are one of those people that, you know, don't do this. All right, so primer. Who here doesn't wear a primer? Put it in comments. I want to see whether or not you wear a primer, okay? Do you put primer underneath your foundation? Because that is a #1 mistake that people make, okay, by not wearing a primer. And let me tell you, when I first joined Younique, I never wore a primer. Before I joined, I never wore a primer. I was like, that's just an extra product that I've got to pay for. Don't see the use in it. What does it do? Like, seriously. That's how I was. I was like, I don't need primer. I just need foundation, right? So, just going to angle that down so the writing's not over my face, because it looks funny when it's over my mouth and I'm talking. So, primer is a #1 mistake, right? So if you don't wear primer underneath your foundation, you're going to find that your foundation's not going to last as long, okay? It's not going to last during the day. It's not going to last throughout the day, because it's going to start to separate. It's going to start to move. It's not going to sit in those pores right. The pores are going to show more. It's not going to have that perfect, flawless look, all right? And I worked that out pretty early on when I started Younique, because I used to struggle with foundation. I used to go and buy all these supermarket brands. I tried MAC, I tried Sephora, I tried a load of foundations, and I was always like, none of them look good. They always like separate on my skin, because I do have oily skin. Like, I have a combination, basically dry here but then oily on my T-zone. So I was like, nothing seems to work. And I even had the same issue with the Liquid Touch, okay? Not gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I started using the Liquid Touch and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong, it covered up everything, it was amazing. But then during the day, I was like, why is it pretty much like not sitting right? I never used setting spray, setting powder, or primer back then, okay? I was guilty of that. So I was guilty of not using the very first thing that you should always use when you do your foundation, okay? You always should use your primer. And there is also a trick to the primer, okay? So we have the primer, which is this one here, which is like silk, okay? The other trick to this is you don't need much. This is gonna last you a very long time. And the reason it's gonna last you a very long time is because you don't need much. You literally only need like a pea size. Literally warm it up in your fingers and then dab it into your place and then whoosh it around. Now, I made the mistake with this as well, because I wore this for the first time. I thought, okay, let's give this primer thing a go, right? So remember, if you don't use primer, put that in comments, because I want to know. I want to know. Be honest. All right, so primer I did for the first time, and I was like, okay, let's give this primer thing a go. Let's see what we can do. So I stuck it on. put it on my face, rubbed it all in, and I was like, because it feels like silk, it's like super, super fine and it feels like silk. I was like, it doesn't feel like it's spreading around properly. So I'm like putting more on. Like, okay, let's put some more on because we've got to make sure that it works, right? That's what I used to think. I think, well, I got to put it on and I got to make sure that it works. So I can't feel that it's spreading properly. So I put more on. And then I was like, okay, this is good. I put more on. It's all good now. It's all rubbed in, right? Then I put my foundation on and I didn't wait the 5 minutes. Another mistake that I made. You've always got to wait 5 minutes, okay? Because you've got to let that primer do its job. You've got to let it settle into your pores. You've got to have that nice canvas ready for you to put that foundation on, right? You do now. It's very important, isn't it, Kirsty? It's very, very important. So, seriously, I did that. I put too much on, okay? And what I noticed during the day as well is, again, it was kind of separating. And I was like, well, that's no good. Primer sucks. What is the use of primer if it's pretty much gonna, separate on my skin and it's pretty much sliding off? Like, hello, not a great thing to, use on your face. Then I found out, after I watched a lot of training videos and other people's doing it and all that sort of stuff, I found out then it's because I was putting too much on. Yep, I was putting too much on. So it was oily because it was caked on my face. So when I was putting the foundation over the top, it was caked on my face. Too much. So it made it oily on my skin. So it was going to just move around because there was just too much on there. So I redone it again. I thought, okay, I'll give this another shot. All right, I'll give it another go. Put it on, tiny bit on, and I just put it around. And even though I felt like it wasn't going on, I thought, no, this ain't going to work because it feels like it's just not spreading properly, right? Because it's super, super silky. It feels so nice, and it feels like I'm wearing nothing. So I was like, but we'll give it a go. Then I put my foundation on, and I was like, wow. During the day, I didn't have that separation. I didn't have my pores showing, and I had major big pores when I first started Younique, okay? Before I started Younique. I had major pores because I didn't do skincare. I was lazy. Like, I have 7 children. Skincare was not at the top of my priority list, right? So, didn't do skincare. So I had the major big pores, and I was like, I don't know how to get rid of them. Didn't have time for it, so didn't worry about it. So, another thing that I kind of got into as I joined Younique and learned all this stuff about my skin and all that sort of stuff. And then I realized, okay, let's get into the skincare. I tried the skincare. So skincare is very important as well. If you want to have a flawless look with your foundation, you need to be looking after your skin. Okay, you need to shrink those pores because those pores are going to shine through. All right, so you need to shrink those pores. You need to get those pores shrunk. So skincare is amazing. So using the detoxifying mask has helped me, as well as the exfoliating mask. I've used that quite a bit, and the oil control mask as well, because I do have oily skin. So since using all that, my oil has pretty much, it's gotten so much better. I don't have very many breakouts. It's helped with my psoriasis, and it's helped shrink my pores, which has helped my foundation. All right, so it's really, really important that you use a primer and skincare. That is how you're going to get this amazing, flawless look. All right, feel free to share this video as well, people. If you do jump on, share, okay? Because it's very important that people learn how to do flawless makeup, okay? Because let's face it, not for everyone wears the right foundation. Not everyone is having the same foundation look that they should have, right? Because let's face it, how many times have you walked past somebody and you can tell that they're wearing foundation because they have that line there? Or they have a face that looks so brown and their neck is so white, okay? That's because they have the wrong color shade, all right? You need to make your skin and your face look natural, all right? But the foundation is there just to cover up any imperfections. It's not there to make you look tan. It's not there to make you look, I don't even know where I'm going with that one. But, it's not It's there to cover up any imperfections and to even out your skin tone and to give you that beautiful glow, right? So you don't want to have where your neck is not matching to your thing. Okay, so that's the first thing. Primer. Must prime your face before putting on your foundation. If you don't do that, you're going to have issues throughout the day, okay? Because primer is going to make your foundation last longer. It's going to make it not separate. It's going to cover up those pores and make the pores look a lot thinner. Not thinner, smaller. Okay, so even though you might have big pores, it's still going to minimize them. It's not going to get rid of them. It's going to just minimize them because it's creating that barrier. Okay, so if anyone ever has painted a wall, you always have to prime a wall basically before you start painting, right? You always got to put that primer on, because once you put the paint over it, if you don't have any primer, it's just going to separate and it's going to look like, you know, the whole thing behind it is going to come through, right? It's not going to be properly done. It's the same with your face. You've got to put that primer on to have that base. It's a crime not to prime. That is right. Exactly. You got it in one, Bronwyn. So that is the first one. That is one mistake that people are making. All right, next one. Where you color match. Okay, so have you ever gone to a shop and you're like, I need a foundation. I'm going to just try and see what foundation I need, and I'm going to color match. Okay, now this is the one that I've only just learned as well, because I was literally telling people that you just color match to the inside of your arm. Okay, so that is what I was telling people. Just put it on your arm and color match it to your arm, and that will color match. That'll be your shade, right? No, I just found out that no, that is not correct. We don't put foundation on our arms, do we? We don't put foundation on our arms. So why are we color matching our arm? Right? So the best way to color match your face is to put it here. Okay? You want to match it to your neck. Okay? Your neck has to be color matched. So the way you would do it is you would get whatever foundation you wanted and you would put it here. So you put like 3 stripes. So you have it onto your face, going down to your neck. All right, and that is how you're going to see. So whatever blends properly into your neck and your face, that is what color you're going to be. Okay, so that is where you color match. Okay, so that is very important as well. So some people, like I said, people are just going in and they're color matching it to their arm and they're going, yep, that looks good. And then they're going home, putting it on their face and going, no, it doesn't. It doesn't match. What's going on? All right? So that is number 2. The other one is wrong skin tone. Okay? Your undertones. You have to be looking at your undertones. Okay, now when you contact me and you want to be color matched, I will do a series of questions. I will ask you a series of questions. Okay, and the reason why I do that, Siri likes to get on my lives. I swear to God, my watch constantly goes off when I do a live. Siri, I think she just likes to have all the attention because she's forever getting into my lives. Okay, so undertones are very important. Now, I'm still learning how to do this with undertones. So if you find that when you message me and you say, can you color match me? And I take a little bit of time once I've gotten all the details that I need, is because I sit there and I analyze what you've told me, and then I go and ask for a second opinion, okay? Because I am still learning, all right? But I have come a long way. I can now pretty much, I can look at a photo and I can go, yep, you're this. All right, but I will go back and I will ask my leader, my top elite leader, and I will say, am I correct? Just to make sure, because you never know. So I like to get that second opinion, all right? So that is what I do. But your undertones are very important. And how do you work out what undertone you have? Okay, so that is why I ask a series of questions. So one of the questions that I ask is, do you burn or do you tan when you go in the sun? Okay. Now, me, I'm a little bit of both. So I tend to burn and I go red, and then within like probably the next day or a couple of days, I go brown. Okay, and what does that mean? What does that tell you? Does anybody know what that tells you when you burn and you go tan? Okay, or if you burn and you don't go tan? Okay, so these sorts of things is what's telling us what sort of undertones you have. All right, so if, for instance, you burn, all right, that is telling you that you actually have cool pink undertones. Okay, so that is what that's telling you. It's telling you that you have cool pink undertones because you burn. All right, now if you tan, I hope I'm getting this right too. I hope I'm getting this right. If you tan, it means that you have warm yellow undertones. All right, I hope I'm right. Hope I'm right. I really do hope I'm right. But yeah, burn, I'm pretty sure, is cool pink undertones. Tan is warm yellow undertones. And if you burn and go tan, it means you're neutral. Okay, so that means that you pretty much can rock both. Okay, so you're a neutral tone. Now, I also ask if you wear gold or silver jewelry. Okay, what one suits you best? Okay, now if you can wear gold, if gold suits you best, then that means you're a warm undertone. All right, if your silver suits you best, that means you're cool undertones. Okay, you've got cooler undertones. Now, if you can rock both, so it means you can wear both, or you just prefer one, whatever, but you can wear both, that means you're neutral. Okay, so you're a neutral undertone. Okay, now all this is like, you're probably going, I wouldn't have a clue what I am, right? But it is important to decide on what you actually are. That's why we ask these silly questions. And I've had people go, those are really weird questions. Why are you asking those weird questions? It's because I'm trying to work out if you've got cool undertones, warm undertones, pink undertones, or yellow undertones, or if you're neutral, okay? Because that is going to tell me what sort of foundation is best for you. All right, because, you know, organza, for instance, I wear organza and I'm sort of a neutral sort of base, but I'm also a very cool pink toned. Okay, so I'm a bit of both with that, but I use organza. Now, there are some presenters out there that actually mix them. So they'll mix organza and chiffon or something together to get what they want out of it, because they might be neutral and cool as well. And they just want that little bit of darkness, but it all sort of gels together. Okay, so that is very important to work out your undertone. So if you need any help with that, shoot me a message, okay, because I can help with that. I can work it out. So the other thing I ask you to do is also send me a photo, okay? On the other question I ask as well, is your veins green, blue, or purple, okay? And again, it all comes down to cool and warm undertones. Okay, so usually the way you would work that out is you'd get a white piece of paper, put it under your arm, and you would be able to tell, because it's got the white backing, you'll be able to see whether or not you've got a vein. If you can't see your veins, or if you just don't know what color they are, you're probably neutral, okay? That's usually what that says, is you're probably neutral. So blue obviously means you're cool, green means you're warm. All right, so that is how we basically work out what you are. So undertones, very important. That is going to help us decide what foundation you are best suited to. Okay, so again, I will ask you all those suitable questions. All right, number 3, not using setting spray or powder. Okay, if you want flawless makeup that is going to last you all day, you need to set it. All right, now if you have oily skin, let me tell you, setting powder is life. It is life, I'm telling you. Setting powder is life. And the reason why I say setting powder is life is because I'm oily, like my T-zone is oily. And since using the setting powder, and like I said at the beginning, I never used setting spray, setting powder, none of that. I literally would just stick the foundation on and that was it. And I would leave it. And what would I find during the day? 1, my foundation was separating, it wasn't sitting right, it was not looking the best by, you know, halfway through the day, right? 2, I was finding it was pretty much coming off, okay? It wasn't lasting as long as what I wanted it to, right? So that is what was happening because I wasn't priming. I wasn't using any setting spray or setting powder. All right, so now that I have learned all these new tricks and I use the setting powder, I'm finding that my foundation stays in place all day. I don't even have to retouch it, okay? If it's a really, really hot day and I'm sweating, you know, and I'm out in the sun and I'm sweating or whatever, it still don't come off. My foundation still does not move, but I will become a bit more shiny, obviously, because of being sweaty and whatnot. So what I do is I then go and touch up with some more setting powder, or I might use a powder foundation just over the top just to blotch it so that I didn't look so shiny anymore. But I hardly ever do that because I don't carry it with me. I hardly ever do it, and I find that I don't need to do it because I'm setting it. Okay, so setting powder or setting spray is key to keeping your foundation looking flawless, as well as keeping your foundation lasting you all day. So setting powder, you should have this in your makeup bag, okay? Who doesn't set their makeup? Put set in comments if you do not set your makeup. Okay, so if you don't use primer, put primer. If you don't use setting spray, put set, okay? Because that means that you don't do either of those. And that is why I'm doing this thing today, because I have had a lot of people comment to me on how my foundation and my makeup looks flawless. And they ask, you know, how do you get such flawless makeup? Well, I'm here to tell you how I get flawless makeup. All right, this is how I get flawless makeup. I use the right things. So I always prime, I always perfect, and I always set. Okay, and that goes back to this amazing bundle that we have this month going, all right? Because this month I'm feeling like Santa Claus because this is amazing. The amazing products that we have going this month, where you can get it for $113, is outrageous, all right? But it is so needed. I'm glad that they pulled this one out, because how many times has people asked me, how do you get flawless makeup? All right, and that is exactly how. You must prime. So number 1, prime. Prime, prime, prime. 2, make sure that you've got the right color foundation, okay? You have to have it matching your neck. You can't have this line going. So blending is key as well, but also having it match your neck is key. So that's the other one. Making sure that you've got the right one for your undertone, okay? So everyone has a different sort of undertone, and you can usually tell. So when I ask you to go and get me a photo, all right, so that's another thing that I ask you to grab me a photo in natural light with no makeup on, okay? So that means that what you would do is either you'll have one already. If you don't have one, then I ask you just to go and stand in front of a window, okay? Just a window that is open, that has the natural light coming in. Stand in front of it, not have it behind you. You want to stand in front of it. So this is your window. You want to stand in front of it, okay? And take a photo. No makeup on, take a photo, and then send that to me, okay? That is going to show me what the light is pretty much reflecting onto you, and it's showing me all your tones coming through. So I'll be able to see whether or not you've got yellow, pink, or neutral tones, all right? So I'll be able to color match you. So that is an important thing, but setting your makeup in place is key. All right, so setting powder, like I said, this stuff is amazing. Now, I don't go to the gym, but I've had a lot of presenters that I watch that say they go to the gym in makeup. Yep, they do makeup. People are like, why do people go to the gym with makeup on? Now, one of our people that is one of our Black Status leaders, she's absolutely amazing, absolutely love her, and I follow her. Her name's Jenny Peterson, and she suffers with really bad rosacea, okay? So really, really bad rosacea. I suffer from psoriasis, so I have that really blotchy redness on my face. It's not pretty, all right? So when you go to the gym, yes, you're not supposed to wear makeup, right? Okay, fair enough. When I was working out and I lost 24 kilos and I did go to the gym and I did go to classes and that, I didn't wear makeup. All right? Didn't wear makeup because I didn't really wear much makeup back then. But I wish I did because I didn't have any confidence. But covering up her rosacea, she wears it to the thing because of her rosacea being so bad. Literally, she has it everywhere. So hers is really, really bad. But when she puts her foundation on, it covers it up. This foundation is like Photoshop in a bottle. It literally covers up the whole lot of her foundation, her rosacea. So she's able to go to the gym with that on, and as long as she has set it in place with the setting powder, she finds that after she's finished her gym workout, it's still in place. It hasn't moved. She doesn't have it peeking through. People can see her rosacea, nothing. It doesn't move. It pretty much becomes waterproof. All right? It is amazing. And I love how it feels like you've got nothing on your face. Okay, it is amazing. Amazing, like, coverage. All right, so setting powder is a must, and it's super, super fine, really, really fine, so you won't feel it on your face. So setting is another thing that people do wrong. Another thing, this is one of the ones that I just learned as well. Putting your concealer under your foundation. Okay, so some people will put their concealer on first, so they'll go and put it all over their little, you know, imperfections, and they'll then put the foundation over the top. Well, that is a no-no, okay, because all you're doing is you're creating them to sit into your wrinkles, and then when you're putting the foundation on, it's pretty much rubbing it over the place. So not a very good one to do, okay? So concealer underneath the foundation is not the best way to go. All right, I mix in with mine, so I put my foundation and my concealer on the brush together, so on the same brush, and then I put it all over my face. Okay, so that one will work as well. But if not, then you can just put your foundation on. So this morning I don't have any concealer on. I've literally just got the foundation on. So I've put the foundation on, but if you have any things that, you know, just pop through a bit much because it is medium coverage, then you can go ahead and use your concealer and just put it on to there. All right. Now the trick with concealer, how to choose what concealer shade you want to go to, okay? If you want to cover up imperfections, so if you want to cover up pimples or, you know, the redness that's coming through, whatever, if you want to cover those up, then just match it to the same foundation shade, all right? That is the way you do it. Match it to the foundation shade. If you want to highlight, then I would go probably 2 shades lighter. All right, so Scarlet is a really good one to highlight with. So, you know, putting it under your eyes here, putting it down your nose and up here, that is going to help you highlight. All right, so it's just going to also cover up any blackness under your eyes and all that sort of stuff. So that is the way you do it with, you know, you go 2 shades lighter than your foundation. Okay, so that is that one out of the way. Okay, another one, trying to match it to work out what foundation is best for you for your skin type. All right, so people have oily, they have combination, they have oily combination, they have dry, very dry, and so on, right? So this foundation here, the Liquid Touch, I'm going to tell you, is pretty much every skin tone. All right, you can wear this for oily skin. You can wear this for combination skin. You can wear it for dry skin. All right, it is amazing because it goes on wet. It warms up to your skin tone, and then it settles to a dry powder. So if you are oily, it's fine because it's going to dry to a matte finish, which means it's going to dry to a powder, which is what you want for your foundation. Okay, so it's oily, you can still use this one. So even though it feels like it's oily as you're putting it on because it's going on wet, doesn't mean that it's not correct for your skin type, okay? It will dry to a powder. All right, so that is important to know. Now, if you are very, very dry skinned, okay, then I would probably not go this one. okay, because it just means that you need more moisture. So the BB cream is really good for you guys because it is a tinted moisturizer, but it has that extra moisture. So what I normally do when I'm having those dry days is I mix the two together. Okay, so I get the Liquid Touch foundation and I get the BB cream and I mix the two together, put it all on my brush, put it on. And that's giving me extra moisture as well as giving me that coverage that I need. Okay, so Liquid Touch foundation, combination skin, all that sort of stuff. You need to have the right one for your skin tone. So if you are going to, you know, cheap store and you just want to pick up cheap foundation, whatever, then, you know, you need to know what one to use. So if you've got really dry skin, you don't want to be going and putting a powder on you, okay, powder foundation. It's not going to work. So you need to sort of take all that into consideration. Okay, and the last one, wrong tools. Okay, tools are a must. All right. I have found that since using the right tools, the right brushes, and the right way to do your foundation, technique is also another one. So technique and tools are going to give you that flawless look. All right, so if you want that flawless look, you need to be looking into what tools you have. All right, so I use, for when I do my foundation, I use the Liquid Touch foundation brush. All right, because I find that it just really, like, it's nice, sort of soft, dense bristles, and it helps it spread nicely over my face. Okay, so this is amazing for Liquid Touch foundation. Okay, I put a few drops on there. I might add my concealer or my BB cream, and I can just put it all over my face. All right, and then once I've done that, I then go in with my powder concealer brush. Okay, this is another awesome brush because it's nice and soft. And then you've got this side that's for your concealer, which is also nice and soft, but it's also great to be able to spread out your concealer. So I go in with this brush to make sure that I've got it really close to where I need it. And then I go into this one and I make sure that I stipple it all into where I want it. So once I've got it all stippled in and I've got the foundation looking absolutely perfect, I'm like, yep, it's right where I want it. I don't have any lines from where I've, you know, put the brush on. Don't have any lines. It's all perfect. Then I go in with my setting powder. Okay, so that's when I go in with this. Now this is amazing because it has a netting. All right, so the netting there is just amazing because it's gonna stop it from making that mess, and it's easy to get into. So you literally can put it on and then you can just dab it in. All right, and that is another trick too, guys. Who out there is putting powder on their face and they're just swiping it on? Swiping it away. Putting powder on, they just swipe it away, right? Stop doing that. Stop doing that, all right? Because all you're doing is moving your foundation around. You want to get your foundation nicely where you want it, and then you want to go in with your powder and you want to make sure that you've put it and you have got it all set. Okay, so you're setting it in place. You're literally putting it all over and you're setting it in place so that that is where your foundation is going to stay all day. It's not going to move, it's not going to budge, and it's going to be like a waterproof barrier, basically. It's going to hold your makeup in place all day. So setting is amazing, but the right tools is what is going to make that even more amazing. So I use this one, and that is going to give me my flawless look. All right, so that's it. That is how I get a nice flawless look. Obviously, I go and add all my other bits and pieces to my foundation. So, you know, I go and do my contouring. So this morning I used my contouring stick, okay, which is absolutely amazing. And then I've put some blush over it. So I've used my metallic blush, I've put some highlighter on, and I've done my eyes as well, which I kind of did a combination of my eyes. So I've used my duet ones, but I used this one here. So I've used that in the outer corner here, and I've put a little bit into the middle there. Okay, and then I've also used, what's the brush, not the foundation one? Okay, the powder concealer one, this one here. This is to die for, okay? If you can only afford one brush, you can't afford both. But going by, you know, our awesome bundle that we have, our Touch Trio bundle that we have this month, where you can get the foundation, you can get either the setting spray, the setting powder, get it out, Narelle. All right, so our awesome bundle that we have this month, okay, you get the foundation, you get to choose between the primer and the concealer, okay, so you get to choose which one you want, and then you also get to choose between the setting spray, okay, and this is also great for setting your makeup. I put this over after I've done my setting powder, so I put my setting powder on my foundation, set my foundation in place, then I put the rest of my makeup on, and then I spray this once I'm done, and that sets everything else into place, all right? But you get to choose between this foundation brush, the setting spray, setting powder, or the powder puff brush, okay? So if you wanted to grab that bundle, which is an amazing bundle, so it's going to give you that awesome flawless look, put TT in comments and I will message you, all right, and we will hook you up. So TT in comments, hashtag TT, all right, which means Touch Trio, and I will message you and get you hooked up. But you get to choose between these, all right? So if you wanted to grab those bundles, one of those bundles, which is $113, all right, and then you wanted to go and add an extra brush on top of it, like, that's pretty amazing. I think this brush goes for $60, if I remember correctly, because it's 2-in-1. Okay, so it's the powder concealer brush. Now, if you just wanted to get the foundation, you didn't want the trio, okay, because the foundation at the moment is $50, but you wanted a brush as well, okay, this is probably the go-to brush, all right, that what I would recommend. If you needed one brush, you couldn't afford the both, then this one is what I would recommend, okay, because you can use this for your Touch foundation, so you can put your Touch foundation on there and put it all over your face, and use your concealer brush to put your concealer on and all that sort of jazz, but you can also use it to set your makeup, all right, so that is amazing. So I've also got on my eyes, like I was just showing you, where did I put it? I have this one as well. Okay, so I use this one as a base, and I use the gold all over my lid here. Okay, but then I also did a little sneaky, and I used my highlighter in Benevolent. So up here I've got my highlighter in Benevolent and Lustrous, which are highlighters, but I also used my blush. So that's why it's super, super shiny, because I also use the Serene blush to also get into my crease and give it that sort of nice metallic look as well. So that is what I did with my eyes, okay? So, and then once I finished, I just sprayed with my setting spray and I'm off, okay? My lips, I've got, if anyone's wondering, I have the Seeing Double Duet lipstick, okay? And these are only while stocks last, but that is the one I've got on my lips. So it acts as like a lip liner and a lipstick in one, and it dries to a powder, and it's amazing. Okay, so that is how you get a flawless look, guys. So please share the video so everyone else can realize on how you're going to get that flawless look with your foundation by just choosing the right foundation, making sure that you have the right tools and you have the right products to make sure it's set in place. Okay, so setting and priming. That is why this bundle that we have this month is absolutely amazing, because you're getting your priming product, you're getting your setting product, and you're getting your foundation. All right, so awesome product. So if you want to grab that product, put hashtag TT in comments and I will color match you. Okay, if you want to be color matched, just put hashtag TT and I will message you and we will get you color matched. All right, so then you can have an idea on what color you are. So I'm happy to help. So let me know if you need any help, and let me know if you have any more questions. If you do have any questions, comment below and I will come back and I will answer those questions. So today wasn't a Facebook Live, so I wasn't actually showing you any tutorials on how to do makeup today. I thought I would just jazz it up a little bit and show you how you can get this flawless look. All right, because I have had that many people ask me how my makeup stays on all day and how it looks flawless, and it's like matching my neck, and it's just doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation, okay, because it's just so flawless. But that is because we have awesome foundation. So thanks for joining me. Hopefully you've learnt something. And feel free to share, feel free to comment, and feel free to ask any questions, or if you need a colour match, let me know, okay, because I'm here to help. So even if you're a new person and you've just tuned in to watch, go back and watch the replay. But also if you are just new and you are watching this replay, please let me know that you're new and that you're watching the replay, because then I can come back and say thank you for watching. And if you need any help, let me know and I will colour match you, and we will get you all sorted and on how to get a nice flawless foundation look so that you can look good too. So remember though that foundation is there just to cover up your imperfections. All right, it's not because we wear it because we want to look good for somebody else, okay? We want to look good for ourselves. That is the only reason why I wear foundation and I wear makeup, is because I want to look good for myself. It gives me boosted confidence when I've got foundation on to when I don't. I suffer psoriasis, so I do have a lot of redness and a lot of breakouts and stuff from my psoriasis. So to cover that up, it makes me feel better. Okay, I can then get on and do a live because I've got that. Even though I get on and I do a live where I'm showing you all when I first get on, but it shows that, you know, it does give you that added confidence. So it covers up my imperfections, and that's all that makeup does. It's just covering up your imperfections and making you feel good so that you can, you know, get on to the day. And I know for myself that when I get out of bed in the morning, I struggle sometimes. I'm like, oh, you know, I've had a hard night with my baby. He's been, you know, up since like this morning. He was up at 5 o'clock this morning and he's climbing all over me and he's giving me kisses and he's like mummy cuddles and, you know, doing all the cute little stuff. So how can you sit there and go, just go to sleep, when he's doing all those cute little things? But he had me up at 5 o'clock this morning and I was like, I'm so tired. I don't want to get out of bed, right? But I find that once I've got my makeup on and I get dressed and all that, I'm ready for the day. If I get up and I don't put makeup on and I don't get dressed and I just waddle out, I am just so unmotivated and I just don't want to do anything. But once I've got all that done, I'm good to go. My confidence is up. I feel like I can tackle the day. I don't know how many people can relate to that, but it is pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to catch you all later, and thanks for joining me, and be kind to others. Bye.